All right, everyone, how's it going? We are live. Welcome back to City Skylines 2. Big news today. We are going to be just here in Grand Keys, just kind of messing with a few things, having some fun, trying to sort of fix the city to the best extent that we can, given the massive amount of people that are moving around. You can see we have we're getting massive frame rate drops here because, I mean, look at this. Where are all these people even going? This is insane. I have no idea this is just out of hand. But you know what? Maybe it'll fix itself a little bit. Maybe it won't. We shall see, won't we? But at the end of the day, let's actually kind of get some stuff done here. So, first thing I want to do is, just a bunch of ambulance things popped up. Great. Let's just upgrade some of these little communities here. I want to upgrade these to medium density since these are all low density and it doesn't really make sense to have that. So get rid of this pathway. Just kind of doesn't make sense to have that there. And we'll start upgrading these to some row homes, and we'll make this just another neighborhood. Probably put some, I might make this a little bit of a housing project area too. Throw down a couple of these, like, you know, low rent housing buildings like these. I like those. But anyway, the big name of the game today is we got some pretty big news about City Skylines 2 earlier this morning. And I'm curious to know all of your thoughts as well. So feel free to throw something in the chat if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. But yeah, the main thing is, you know, there's a new developer for the game, and I gotta admit, I'm skeptical. I love this game. I know my channel's not huge, but City Skylines was the reason that my channel gained somewhat of a following. At least, I mean, if I can call it a following, I think, you know, over 1,000 subs, I think I can call that a relatively, you know, small following, that is. But it was enough to make me motivated to actually, you know, post content and, you know, get involved and kind of feel like I'm involved in the community. And it's a shame that City Skylines 1 was, in my opinion, a pretty good game, and then City Skylines 2 came out, and it's just been a lot of broken promises and, you know, not living up to the expectation that they set as developers and publishers. And it's frustrating. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm worried about, is when a franchise has a bad release and then it ruins the franchise, and especially with a game like City Skylines that you know is being made by a small development team. It's different when it's like, you know, I just downloaded Battlefield 6 and I've been playing that a little bit, you know, and Battlefield 6 is made by a huge developer, but they had Battlefield 2042 a couple years ago, and that game was bad. It you know, it was. All right, we back. I think that we are back. So yeah, so like I was saying, you know, Battlefield 2042 came out and it was kind of a flop, and then Battlefield 6 came out and it was really good. It's been a lot better, I think, than 2042 was, and so it's kind of like that type of thing that I'm worried about. Where, you know, I'm hoping that the game, I'm just really hoping that the game with this new developer, that they actually are able to deliver on their promises. I'm a little bit nervous that this developer just isn't really cut out for it. I think that it was, you know, Colossal Order, I don't imagine was a huge developer to begin with, and I feel like the motivation behind switching developers, you know, it could be a good thing, and it could mean that they're gonna keep the game in-house. They have a better aligned strategy going forward, and they're going to try to focus on some of the issues. But what bothers me is that You know, I don't think this is a huge... City Skylines isn't like the biggest game in the world, but it is quite sizable. And I think that the player base, there is a player base for this game. It's more than just a real niche game. You know, people play this game that are just maybe into like general strategy games and stuff, because I mean, I've had friends that bought this game that I didn't even expect would be into a game like this, and they you know, enjoyed, well, not this one in particular, but like City Skylines 1, for example, and you know, they enjoyed it. And I think it's important to recognize that like your whole player base isn't just going to be people like, you know, me or, you know, other content creators that love city building games specifically, but people that just love these kinds of like strategy and management games. And it's just, it's frustrating when you had a game like City Skylines 1 that sort of brought back the city building community and the whole like genre after it filled the void that SimCity, honestly, SimCity 4 left in the city building community. And yeah, now we got this like, just, I don't know, I mean, City Skylines 1 was really good. I love that game. And I still, like, I haven't played it in a long time, but honestly, like, I would still play it. Really, I would. And it's just frustrating. It's frustrating to see City Skylines 2 come out with a lot of promises. And I mean, like, look at it. I don't think it's a bad looking game. I really enjoy playing it. Except right now when my whole city is gridlocked because there are bugs and everybody's going shopping apparently. But like, aside from that, there was a period where the game really worked, and it worked well. And well, I shouldn't say that, but at least for me, you know, it stopped crashing. It was kind of functioning how it was supposed to. There were bugs, but they weren't like game breaking. And it was like fun to play. I could build a city. It didn't, you know, nothing crazy happened. It just kind of worked how I expected it to work for a little bit. And I know there was some stuff behind the scenes where like certain buildings weren't functioning and certain things were broken. But for me, it was enough to like enjoy playing the game. And I felt like I could build a city that looked good and functioned good enough. And now we're back into this realm of like, look, all these people are just going to the store or something. I mean, where are these guys going? You know? They're gonna go shop, and like all these people are just the roads are all backed up. I've been getting a ton of death waves again, and yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because it had a lot of promise, and I think the new developers, you know, like I said, it could be a good thing, but it like. The choice is questionable to me, especially because of who it is. It just seemed like it's not. Let's see. Let's do something different here. I kind of want to delete that. Get rid of like these. Yeah, because the development team behind this now is like an in-house they're owned by Paradox, is what I hear, and that's good. You know, I get it why they might want to keep their development team in-house. I'm not mad about that, but I think that the way that they're kind of going about it, I really hope that they have enough resources to make the game good. You know what I mean? I'm worried that they're doing this and they're like trying to make, they have a goal in mind and they're trying to make a team that can meet that goal rather than trying to find somebody that already has the capabilities to do it. And so I think it's going to be a lot more delays. I think it's going to take a long time. And I'm just worried that they're not going to deliver in a timely manner. People are going to get more and more frustrated, and the but yeah, so I don't know. what do you guys what do you guys think? Do you think that City Skylines 2 is sort of like a lost cause at this point? Do you think that there's room for the game to still improve and get better? I mean, do you think that like the new developers, do you think it's a good thing? I mean, I do think it could be a positive. I really do. You know, I think that if they're aligned in their goals, I think that it could be a really good thing. I wonder if one of the problems with Colossal is that, you know, it could have been that Paradox was pressing them on deadlines and Colossal didn't deliver, so Paradox saw that as a negative. It could have been that Colossal saw that as a negative, saying, you know, it's hard to work for a parent company that is trying to push us on something that we know we can't get done. And it could be that Colossal was open about that and said, you know, hey, we're not meeting our targets. We're not, you know, we need more time. And Paradox could have just said, you've had your time. We're, you know, we got to get this game out. We promised people we'd get this game out. And, you know, it could go both ways, right? But at the end of the day, you know, if it wasn't working, it wasn't working. And I just feel like it really comes down to the fact that Paradox and Paradox pushed to, I don't know who was in charge of the actual release, but whoever was in charge of the actual release, I think that they just released the game too early. And that is a hill I will die on. Exactly, right? And I really do believe that if they had, knowing what they said close to the release of the game, when they were talking about that the fact that they weren't hitting their performance targets, and they knew that DLCs and asset editors and, you know, all that stuff, the mod support and everything was going to be delayed, I think the community would have respected the fact that if they would have pushed the release date to give us something that they felt that was ready. Because I mean, look at games like look at GTA 6, right? They've been saying that game's going to come out for years. It's not coming out. I mean, at least not anytime soon. You know, they said it was going to be Q1 of next year. Now they're saying it's going to be next fall. But at the end of the day, I think that they're going to release that game and it's going to be ready and it's going to be like freaking awesome. And it's going to be worth the wait, you know? And I think that's the thing, is like people want it. People want a game, but at the end of the day, I think you want, you really want to, yes, you want the game sooner, but you also want the game to work. And if it's not going to work, then like, what's the point? So me personally, I would have waited. I would have rather had a game that functioned well, didn't crash a bunch of times, you know, and actually worked like a city builder. And right now it doesn't function as a city builder, which is really, really frustrating because, like I said, I think it looks good. I think it's got a lot of mechanics, like the road building and stuff in this game is next level. It's got a lot of mechanics that can make this game really good. It's got a strong community of players, of content creators, you know, strong modding support. People love to mod this game and people make some really cool stuff. I mean, it literally has everything that you need to just make like a great game with a great community. And they just couldn't deliver. And I think it really stems down to that they just released the game too early. They didn't give them, and then because of that, they didn't give themselves time to fix bugs that came up. It was always, you know, oh, we just have to, it was always damage control. You know, I work in finance. I work actually with a lot of companies that are involved in lawsuits, and a lot of them, you know, involve like intellectual property and stuff. And you know, one of the big things that we see is just, you know, companies kind of jumping the gun and trying to put out a product that isn't ready when they thought it would be, and then they end up, you know, getting a lot of backlash for it, and you know, kind of either like being bankrupt or something like that, right? So I'm worried that that's, you know, I don't want that to happen, and I'm not saying that it will, but yeah, and See, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because we're transferring developers. They have to start from scratch. And that's gonna be that's a big ask for a game like this. You know, I mean, this is a big handoff in the middle of the game too. When you have content that you promised, when you have, you know, DLCs in the pipeline that people bought, like myself, like I bought the Ultimate Edition and everything, and you know, you have these things that you promise people from day one. You promise a console release. You promise all these DLCs, content creator packs, everything, and you haven't delivered on that. And now you're saying, oh, actually, we're just gonna hand it off to somebody else. I'm worried that there's gonna be somebody else's problem now. You know what I mean? And I don't want that to be the case. I want the people that are working on the game to know what they need to do to fix it. And now this new company is gonna get thrown like a bunch of source code, and they're gonna get this product that is broken, that they're unfamiliar with, and so they have to go back into something that they're unfamiliar with and like find what's wrong and fix it. And honestly, when I have to do stuff like that a lot for work, I have to go into somebody else's work product and try to fix it. It's almost easier if I just did it myself from the start, but they can't do that, you know? That's so hard to do, to find somebody else's problems and then try to fix it yourself. It's just like, it is so difficult to do that. And so that's really what I'm worried about, is that they're not going to be able to execute on that. So two things can happen, you know, either they pull it off and we get some delays, but the content comes out and it's good and things just get better, which, you know, I really hope is the case. Or two, they kind of release a bunch of like BS content where it's like small things here and there. The DLCs kind of trickle off. Nothing new comes of it. And then they just, City Skylines 3 is coming out in 2 years or something. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the two ways that I think it's going to go. And I hope that they don't just abandon the game, because I do like where they're going with it. And I think this could be an opportunity for them to really, you know, revitalize the title and kind of dig themselves out of the hole that they've put themselves in, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, look at this game. It is broken. It is absolutely broken. And I get it. You know, I'm not trying to talk bad about anyone involved, but it's frustrating that 2 years after the release, that like stuff like this is still happening. You know, I mean, look at the people like this. That's not right. That's not right. My whole city is at the train station. There are 5,000. Oh my god. There are 6,000 passengers waiting at this train station. Like that. No. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So, I don't know, guys. I really hope it gets better, but I am skeptical. I'm not gonna lie. I am skeptical. But we're gonna try to make this city a little bit better today. That's the plan. So let's do that. So I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do a little let's revitalize this whole neighborhood. Because why not, right? So I think we're going to start by upgrading some roads. And please feel free to throw anything in the chat that you would like to talk about with regards to the news that we've gotten today about City Skylines 2 and the future of the game. Because I could go on and on for hours about, you know, how I think it could have gone down and why it could have been, you know, why they're doing this. But at the end of the day, I'd like to hear your thoughts as well. So are you disappointed? Are you frustrated? Are you excited? You could be excited. I mean, I am excited. I think that, you know, it could be a good opportunity for them to kind of, you know, turn this around. But I am nervous that that the development team that they chose is a little bit. I think they worried too much about keeping it in-house instead of trying to get somebody that has the tools and the skill set and I actually not even the skill set. It's not about skill. It's about capacity. And I feel like they brought in a team that they're actively hiring. They're trying to grow. And I don't think that right now they have the capability to do what City Skylines 2 needs to have happen. I think that they're biting off a little bit more than they can chew with this. So that's my concern, is that it's just going to be too much. But yeah, I think it's just going to be too much. That is my one worry. All right, let's put down some. We're gonna put down some row houses, and this guy, this is gonna go away. I don't want these roads here. Actually, I do, but not quite like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this new team, they don't really have a successful game out at the moment. Nothing like City Skylines 2. And I think that's what's concerning me. It's like, you know, you're asking a developer that doesn't really seem to have the experience or a track record of being able to take on a game of this scale, and you're asking them to take on what is really the biggest modern city builder out right now. And it's a company that kind of has just made mobile games, and they have one semi-successful city management type game, but it's not quite like City Skylines 2. I mean, there's a lot going on in this game. You know, you got to remember, like, I think that developing a game like City Skylines 2 to make it work really well is very difficult. I think that there's a lot going on behind the scenes that people take for granted. Like, you know, you have to simulate every citizen's life. You have to, you know, they have a job, they go to school, they have a house, they have a family, you know, they get sick, they need to buy goods, they contribute to the economy. You have supply chains within the commercial sector, the industrial sector. You have resources being allocated. And now in this game, you know, there's a financial aspect involved. You know, you have profits happening in the background. You have imports, exports. I mean, there's just a lot going on here. You have raw materials. What are they processing? Where's this going now? This is going to be sold to a commercial zone. You know, it's like there is so much happening behind the scenes with games like this that you really just need to. I mean, it's no small undertaking, and I'm just really like it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for anyone to take on this game, let alone like a pretty small developer that's unfamiliar with this type of game. That's just my 2 cents. So I don't know if you guys think. What do you think? I can't even remember their name right now, to be honest, but do you think they're up to the task? The new developers? I am not sure. I am a little bit skeptical, to be honest with you. But I think that, you know, who am I to judge? We'll see. We just have to see what happens, really. Let's put down some, let's do like some medium density buildings here. Okay. No, I wanted to do something like that for now, and we'll just fill this in a second. And I think here we'll put some smaller row houses there. And fill these in. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I want to keep playing this game. I really do. I really like it. I like, you know, I just love city builders. I really want one that works and can, you know, I mean, the scale of this game is cool. I think this is not, for having built this city right pretty quick after I bought the game, I'm not disappointed with it. You know, I want to keep this city going. I want to go back and fix my mistakes. I want to actively develop and redevelop this city. And it, you know, I kind of want this city to grow with the game, and I hope that the game does grow. That's really all there is to it. You know, I just hope that it gets better. Because, you know, this game deserves to do well. It had all the promise of a really good city builder, and it just hasn't delivered yet. And I think that people are, you know, people want to play it. People want it to work. I mean, I know there are people that have held off on buying the game because of the current state of it, but I'm sure, like, if people in the community say that the game is, you know, better and playable and actually enjoyable, then, you know, people will buy it that haven't bought it yet. I know there were a lot of people that were holding out on for bikes, and now bikes are coming as of, I think it's in a couple days. So that's, you know, that's a good sign, right? But you just never know. Sometimes you gotta be, you know, you gotta be patient. But we've given a lot of patience, to say the least, I think. Plop down some of these bigger trees here. I think some of these guys, we're gonna have just a little, like a little tree barrier here on the power lines. Throw in a couple of bushes here too. I think that areas like this, you know, separating like all right, I think we are back. Yeah, sorry guys about the internet issues. I feel like I'm always having these recently, and it's really frustrating. So my internet has just been really bad, to be honest. I don't know what it is, but so apologies for the disruptions, to say the least. But you know, we're trying here. We are trying. All right, what do we got here? We got some density. I think I could replace these with something better. We could do just some proper medium density, I think. Let's go all out. Let's go, oh, there's gonna be some big buildings. But I don't care. That might look good. We'll see here. Yeah, sorry again about the internet issues. I just, lately my internet has just been like disconnecting like crazy. I don't really know why, and it's frustrating when I'm trying to do live streams and my internet keeps going out. So hopefully that won't happen too much tonight, but it's already happened a couple times, so again, apologies. We'll figure it out. Anyway, let's go and put down some parks. See if we can do some stuff here. So we got a playground. We do have a playground right there already, actually. We have a park there. We have a park there. We're gonna do in this little area right here. Here's a dog park. Ah, it's by 3. Dang it. Need some something smaller. I could put down like 2 of these, but then that looks kind of goofy. You know what? Maybe not. Let's do one of those. Oh man, is this not? All right, I'm sorry about that, guys. I am sorry about that. It looks like my internet was just being crazy. But I believe that we are back. Yes, it looks like we are finally back. I had to just do a little disconnect and reconnect, it seemed. So apologies for that. My internet is just absolutely horrible sometimes. And I don't know why. You know what? Let's do this. All right, I hope that this is working a bit better now. Check something real quick. Can't tell if my stream is going through or not, but it says that it is, at least on the recording software end, so I think we should be all right. There we go. There we go. Now we're back. Excellent. Okay. Apologies. Internet is being horrible today. Absolutely horrible. But we're gonna keep playing. We're gonna keep trying to play here. See what happens. Yeah, I wanted to put down one of these welfare offices. We have a citizen service center. That's a little big. I think this Japanese one is looking pretty nice, to be honest with you. I'm really liking the sides of this building. So let's go ahead and plop one of these down, like right here. We don't have any of these yet, any of these welfare type buildings. So that'll be good to get one of those back in there. We can help out our citizens a little bit. So we'll hopefully add some happiness for us here. We have a massive death wave going through the city right now again, it looks like. Traffic is still horrendously gridlocked on the highway. Actually, it's not. Oh, I take that back. It is as bad as it was. But yeah, do you think this is a broken game? What are your thoughts? This, to me, feels wrong. This should not happen. But you never know. I think if they were trying to do something with the traffic and they just kind of overdid it. But I think it has to do with the... right, are we back? Oh, man. I don't know what's going on today with the internet, guys, but it is not being my friend. I'm very sorry about that. There we go. Hopefully we're back in business now. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm still trying to have fun with the game. I still want to make this city look good. I want it to make it function. But, you know, at the end of the day, we'll see how much we are able to do that. Given the current state of the game and such. I just decided to jump over here, kind of do some improvements to this little area here. I think we could put some functional buildings down here. You know, we have this welfare center. It's actually the Japanese one, which I think is something a little bit different. But yeah, let's plop down some more of these northeast mixed-use buildings. And plop down a couple of those. I do like these. Let's see what we can do there. And then I think here I can put down a couple of apartments even. We'll make this a nice, desirable area for people. Something like that I think will look real nice. Then we'll, you know, fill this in with some trees here. We can make a little park area over here maybe. Throw in some parks next to this. I think that would look really good. Let's find some of these. We got this square pocket park here. We got this wide pocket park that we could put down. Actually, I kind of like that one for this area, to be honest with you. Yeah, let's do that. And then we can actually kind of mess with this surface a little bit here too. Kind of do something like this. Nope, not like that. That. Makes this into kind of a little, or like a little plaza. I could do something like that too if I really wanted to. But I won't. I'll leave that as it is for now. What we will do is add in some nice manicured grass. All right. We seem to be back for now. Oh my gosh. A lot of frustration today, guys. Internet issues. Can't seem to keep the stream going. City Skylines getting a new developer. There's a lot going on here. A lot going on here. But hey, at least the game's working. Fingers crossed. I'll save it real quick just to be safe. Don't wanna jinx that. But yeah, actually this game has been working quite well for me lately. I haven't had any crashes since like a couple of patches ago, which has been awesome. When I first started streaming City Skylines 2, or not streaming, making videos for it, it would crash. I mean, there was a point where like after one of the patches, it would crash like every 20 minutes. And at that point, it was just unplayable. I just couldn't do it. You record like something and then it would just crash, or you try to build something really cool and you couldn't even do it because it would crash. It was so frustrating. And that's why I opted not to use mods. At first I thought it was mods that were causing the problem, but it actually turned out it was a bunch of like, it was kind of a combination of things. Mods were just, you know, maybe didn't help the situation, but I don't think that it would have made that much of a difference. But I'll tell you what, playing vanilla has been really refreshing. I think that it allows you to get creative with the game a little bit and kind of really see what you know the base game has to offer. And I don't think that it's a bad thing. I've really enjoyed it, to be honest. I would highly recommend that you know, at the state that the game is in right now, I kind of like playing vanilla. It makes it really easy to, like, you know, I know that I'm not going to have any issues with the game crashing or anything like that. It just makes it, you know, I'm just very much reassured, I guess, that it's going to, you know, function and not just like break on me. So, and if something does break, then I know that it's just the base game and it's not, you know, anything that I've done like with mods or anything. So I like it. I like playing vanilla. But yeah, I mean, I really do hope that this game can continue, because I mean, oh man, look at this. We got buildings burnt down because fire trucks can't get here, because there's people walking around everywhere. There's cars blocking every single intersection. This is what's like really frustrating about this. Look at, people have died in a fire in 2 buildings because the game is broken. Oh, we have a crime here too. We have criminals on the loose again because, you know, can't get there. Can't do it. What I was gonna do? What was I gonna do with this school? What schools do we even have here? We have like this one. Oh, this is so small. Yeah, I think we're gonna definitely just do those 2. But yeah, so what do you guys think? I mean, you tell me. What are your guys' thoughts on the news today? If you've heard about City Skylines getting new developers. I'm skeptical, but I'm optimistic. I like to be optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic about it. I think it could be a lot of fun. If you know, things go as planned and we start seeing, I don't even want to see like big updates. I want to see more frequent little patches and things. I want to, like, I don't need a big DLC or a big update every, you know, 5 or 6 months. I want like a small patch every once in a while to say like, here, we've identified this bug in the game that people have been talking about. It's fixed. You know, you don't need to release like a bunch of stuff at once. I feel like they got in this habit of releasing these like really big patches, and then with every new patch there'd be a big game or a big like game breaking bug that would come up, and then they wouldn't release like a hotfix for it. It would just be there from now on, you know, until like months down the road when another patch is released. So that's what I'm upset about. I just want to see if the chat was working because my internet has been horrible today and everything keeps disconnecting. But anyway, okay, cool. So we got this welfare center down. I don't exactly know what this does, to be honest. It's probably broken, given how the game has been functioning thus far. But you know what? Whatever. Let's do some more. Here we go. I want to do some more of this. What do you call it? Some of these row houses. Where are they at? Where are your row houses? Yes, these guys. Go away. We're upgrading. We're doing some upzoning here in these areas. I think all the low density is going to get pushed out to places like this, like maybe out here. This I might keep as low density, to be honest with you. I might keep this a suburb, except look at this noise pollution from this industry. This is insane. I don't like this new part of the update, to be honest with you. I think that the noise pollution issue is a little bit overkill. I mean, granted, they do live really close to these factories, and so I can see where that would be annoying. But like, that's too much for me. It's just gonna creep like over here. What is this whole area gonna be uninhabitable? I don't know. Seems a little bit excessive, to be honest. I will get rid of that dead person there. No worries. But yeah, we have this like little. Oh, this is the bus depot that we have. We built this a long time ago. Haven't touched this yet. I gotta redo all my public transit in the city. I mean, look at this traffic. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is why I'm frustrated right here with the game, because this is like ridiculous. This whole city's backed up, and the thing is that they don't. What frustrates me is that I said this in the last live stream. They're giving us like a better simulation, but they're not giving us the tools to manage it. So like, if you're gonna have all this upgraded traffic, you got to give me a way to turn this into a turn lane only instead of like a straight and a turn. And same with this one. Like this, I don't even think this is the only lane. Oh, it is. But some of these, like sometimes these left turn lanes are not only lanes, and it makes it really hard to manage your traffic because you would expect those to be only lanes. So I don't know. It's kind of goofy, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, let's this will probably be the last thing that we do because my internet is being absolutely horrible. But I think I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this this whole area to some medium density things, some row housing and such. And I'll even throw probably throw some apartments around here too. Like we have like this Southwest high density. I like that. That's a nice new building that looks really good. Got this one too. This is a really cool one. Yeah, there's some nice looking stuff here. And then we got just this random grass area here. We could, you know what? Let's do something with this. Let's make this look a little better real quick. So we'll go like. And plop some of these down. Little bushes in here. Fit them. That is. Looks like we're doing okay. Not the greatest, but not the worst. I'll take that. With this guy here, we can throw a couple of the trees down. Call it a day. There, all right, and then let's go push it down over here. You there? All right, and then we have this random pathway that just goes straight through here. I kind of hate that, but I guess that is what it is, isn't it? We could turn this into like a little park area too, to be honest. See, can I fit like a little, like anything over here? Probably if I turn off snapping, to be honest. Yeah, like right like that. Something like that. What about activity? What about one of these new ones? Or something like this. Where's the road connection? It's this side. Yeah, there we go. Kind of nice. Add in like a tree or two right here. There we go. We'll add in something nice here. There we go. Not looking too bad. What do you guys think? Think it's doing all right? It's looking all right. Oh no! I like that building. Oh, I thought it was just a random tree. Oh well, hopefully that spawns back in there. Whoops. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Oh well. Happens. It happens to the best of us. Okay. There we go. So now, what could we do? What could we do? Yeah, I don't really want to rant anymore about the whole developer thing. I think it'll work out one way or the other. At the end of the day, you know, we're either gonna get an improved version of the game, or not, and they're gonna go straight to City Skylines 3, which I feel like is not gonna happen, as they've said. But you know, sometimes you never know. They could already be kind of having that in the works, knowing how people have been, you know, reacting to all this as of late. So who really knows? Only time will tell. We'll just have to see, you know, what they come out with and kind of what happens here. But like I said, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse here. Everybody that, you know, likes this game is well aware of the news that we got today. And, I guess we really just have to wait and see. You know, that's the best we can do right now. So, aside from that, we need to upgrade this whole area. And I'm so frustrated. Does anybody know? Can anybody help me? how do I make a node here without having a road? Like, there, you used to be able to just click and like double click with the alleyway. Like if I did this, see, and it would have made a node there, like that. But it's not. It doesn't let you do that anymore, and it's really annoying. And I really want to make. I don't want these bus lanes to go like that. Doesn't make sense that the stop is all the way down this side of the road. I think what I might do, I might actually just do a road connection here, like for this, and then get rid of this one. But then that'll make the same problem. Well, actually, no, it won't, because we have this thing here. We have this connection here. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to connect this here. It'd be a weird 5-way intersection that would not look good at all. That would not function well at all. So let's chip away at this area here. So this I kind of want to keep as low density on this side because we just don't have a lot of low density anywhere yet, and I think some wouldn't hurt. And then we can expand across here and maybe throw some low density like over here as well. So we'll kind of leave that as is. But all right. Just before we wrap things up here, I kind of want to just rebuild like this little neighborhood, and we'll upgrade some of these buildings as well. I'm not quite sure what to do, to be honest. I want to follow like this grid. I do know that. Kind of messed up because I got these weird roads going on here, like these weird alleyways and such. That's all right. We can manage. Let's see. I might connect. If I connect that like that, this weird thing that I kind of don't like. I guess it's fine. Okay, we could do something like that. Question is, do I want to make a connection to like break up these nodes? I might try to do something like this. I kind of hate that. But I kind of don't. I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess it's okay. Got what I wanted with my bus stops, so that's fine, even though those will probably move anyway once we figure out what the heck we're even doing in this part of town. But whatever. Okay, so we got that done. So I think what I might do here is I might do something kind of crazy. What if we just like did something like this? Nope. That did not work how I thought it would. Which is fine. You know what? This could just be kind of an open area. That's okay. We got some open areas around here anyway. That's fine. Okay, so let's do... I do want one more... Like, one more thing, like, going through here, though. Like, one more road. If I do that. I won't do that. But I will do this. Okay. Let's zone this up. And we will use... Again, the northeast, because I'm just loving these northeastern buildings. I think they look really good in the end for kind of what I'm trying to do here. Let's see if we can do like the 3x3 there, or 3x1s. There we go. Yes, this is all looking excellent. Okay, so those are all going to get filled in. I think I'm going to add some street trees. Like in here. I wish that they had a... what do you call it? A type of street tree, or a type of street that had... It's like a... If they could do like a wide alleyway, so have the alleyway, but then have trees and parking, that would be so good. Because we don't have anything like, you know, you see those like side streets a lot in cities, especially where I live in Chicago. There's tons and tons of street line. I mean, my street right that I live on is like it's a tree lined side street, and they're beautiful. You know, they don't have the you know, the yellow marking in the middle. But then you can park on it too. So I just really wish they had something like that. It would be so nice. All right, so let's see here. So now I want to do the same thing kind of here. Actually, you know what? How big of a building can I put right here? Do you think if I do something like that, it'll spawn it as one? No, it will not. But you know what? Let's see what comes of that. Let's see what that looks like. Because I wouldn't be mad about it if it had something kind of cool. All right, let's do mixed use. Yes, I think so for sure. Mixed use could be useful there. Haha, see what I did there? It's fun there. Mixed use, useful. I'm so funny. Okay. What is next? How big of a mixed use building can we get? Oh, wow. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And then you know what? We're going to do the same thing here. Get something big. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Use on that. Put a pathway through here. Bam. Connect that up. We're getting rid of this crosswalk. Because I don't want it. And as we near the completion of this neighborhood, does anybody have any final thoughts on the state of City Skylines 2 as of today? Because I'm kind of out of thoughts. And if not, that's fine too. If you guys are worried about the game, you guys are looking forward to the game, and you know what? Yeah, I'm going to put a big building right here because I don't really care. I think it'll look good. You know what? I might even put a little park right here too. This is just a nice we're getting out of the downtown. We're gonna have some open space. I think it's perfectly acceptable to do some stuff like this here. You know what I could do here? You know what I could do here? I could make this into a very cool... Yeah, you know what? Sorry, guys. I'm getting rid of you. Oh, no, so sad. I know. Do not be afraid. I will make something cool. Or will I? It looks like I might not. I want, like... There we go. That's what I want. And then we could fill this in with like a little plaza or something. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any final thoughts on the state of the game as of today. If you're, you know, worried about it, if you're looking forward to some more stuff. And you know what? I think I might do... I want to do something kind of interesting here, but like... No. Very worried. Sad to see the developer go. Oh, thanks, by the way, for sticking around so long. I'm sorry about my internet, that it kept disconnecting. I'm so sorry. I really got to get the connection set up in here, and I realized that my fiber optic cable in here doesn't work, or connection doesn't work, so I got to get that sorted out. But anyway, yeah, see, Colossal Order did make City Skylines 1, great game, and City Skylines 2, you know, it's promising. And now we have a dev for predominantly mobile games. I know. And they're hiring for positions for CS2. Exactly. That is my one concern, is that they are trying to build a team to build a game that, like, they don't already have. They know they don't have the capability for it right now. And they're jumping in the middle of the fire, just getting thrown into the fire right now with, you know, a disgruntled community that's been faced with delay after delay after delay and bug after bug after bug, and they gotta fix the game, and they gotta keep delivering on content, and they don't have the team to do it right now. This is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I know, you know, when I'm at work, I've been thrown on projects where the team was just too small, and you know, you don't have time to like make something better, and it just gets really, really difficult, and everybody just gets, you know, overwhelmed and stressed out, and it's just bad all around. So hopefully that's not the case here. Hopefully, you know, this actually turns into something something good, and, you know, something that they can be proud of and we can enjoy. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, we're just gonna have to see. But yeah, I really hope that this turns out to be a good game. No, it did not. The console release, that was one thing that they said today, is that they're going to be actively working on the console release, and as of today, it is still not available. 2 years and a month after they said it was gonna come out, and still nothing. So nothing for Xbox, PS5. So yeah, it is tough. It really is. And I mean, I know, like, you know, I'm not a developer. I know we can sit here and talk a bunch of crap all day, which I'm not trying. I'm not trying to talk crap. I get it. It's not an easy job, you know, and I feel bad for the console players too. You know, not everybody has the money to invest in a really, really good gaming PC that you need to run the game. Like, let's be honest, you know, they weren't hitting their performance targets either. And even on PC. And it's sad for people that wanted to couldn't play City Skylines 1 for the same reason, and now still can't play City Skylines 2. You know, I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I could put together a good setup, and I know that not everybody has that luxury, and yeah, it really sucks, because games like this are fun when they work well. I mean, games like this are so fun. All the management and everything, it's awesome. And it's really frustrating that not everybody can enjoy it. So yeah, I'm with you. Trying to put this right in the exact spot that I want it to go. Ooh, kind of close, kind of close. I like the old basketball court. Thank you. It's better than it was. I gotta say that it is nice to go back through. And lately, I've just been doing a couple live streams in the city because I've been working on another series, building the city in 12 hours, and we'll see how that goes with the current state of the game. Hopefully, that 2 years, and it's fun to go back and redevelop it. I love going back and redeveloping cities. I love going back and redeveloping cities, and so that's what I've been doing here. I've been going back and redeveloping all these areas, and now with the Bridges and Ports DLCs with new key walls and things, we're gonna go back to the industry area here, redo a lot of this. I think in the near future, that'll be a whole like episode / live stream in and of itself. We need to build a whole nother industrial area over here, and the port's gonna go over here. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be an episode. I don't think that's going to be a live stream. That's going to be an episode. But I got to get more familiar with like how that actually functions and all that first. I haven't done anything with the ports yet. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish this up real quick here. I don't know what I want to put here. This is like giving like a, could be like kind of a cool little town square right here. And you know what? I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, people can drive. Here, I wish I had like an asymmetric road. I need a bit better. I wish I had like a small 4-lane road that I could fit in here, but I don't. So we'll take what we can get. But I think I do want to get rid of this parking here. All right, so I got that there. Then let's do something. What do we say? Do a little pedestrian street. Actually, what work is it? Just do a pathway. That's fine. Same thing, same thing. So let's do that, and then you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna try these. We haven't done any of these in a while. Urban promenade buildings. I like these. I think that they look really cool. Do a cool little town square right here. They're going to look like this. I love that. Might be a little overkill for this area, to be honest. But I'm not mad about it. So stuff like this is always fun. Popping down a couple of little stalls and things. Yeah, this is looking way better than it did. I'm quite happy with this, I gotta say. And you know what? We're actually gonna change. Why don't we go ahead and change some of these to the pedestrian one-ways. I feel like we don't need all of this traffic here. Let's do let's do that. That way people can drive around here. Then they can walk through there. Because this part of the this doesn't get a lot of traffic. You know, we just have these the clinic here, and then these are all commercial, so people can just kind of walk through. It could be like a nice little pet mall area. I like that. I like it. Let's do 2 more things. Let's put... We'll put a park here. We'll do something again, kind of like this. Yeah, perfect. Let's do something kind of like that. And then we'll do like that. And bring it out. There we go. That's good. And then we'll fill this in as like kind of a nice little like a big oak tree right here. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. I like it. And then here we could do something here. This we have some space. So I think we can either put, you know, I'd hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I might have to do it. I do want to fit like a very small parking lot right here. I think that would just make sense. But I can't seem to find one. I mean, I guess I could do a couple of these. Kind of sucks, but like, what you gonna do? Oh, of course they don't. Yeah, no, I could have just relocated those. Sorry. Oh, no! Back, come back. Stay there. Goofy. Let me do that again. All right, and so here we're just gonna finish this up with a nice little homemade park area here. And I love doing things like this. I think this is like these types of little accents in your city are really fun. I think they really help just fill in those weird, you know, open spaces. And I'm not gonna paint like a concrete jungle. I just want to fill in some of these gaps and make these areas functional. So you see what I mean here. So now we can, so we got that. So like we could take some assets here. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Almost nearing the end here, but no worries. Yeah, we could take like, you know, one of these, like a little fountain. Plop it down. Plop down a little, a couple little stands here. Something like that. And we even have some like tables. Seating areas. A nice little umbrella. Nothing really, man. Just I was just doing a lot of ranting today about the current state of City Skylines 2 after the news today. You know, about how the game's shaping up to look, speculating on what's going to happen now that they got some new developers. You know, what are we going to see? Are we going to see actually a strong effort? Or are we going to see kind of, you know, maybe some damage control until they figure out where to go from here? That is the question. We don't know yet. Don't know. The consensus is that the team and the developer that they've chosen is everybody's a little bit skeptical that they've, you know, they want to make sure that the developers have the proper resources to actually make something, you know, decent. But only time will tell. You know, we're gonna have to wait and see. I am gonna say that I am happy with how this has turned out so far. And I think that I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. It is 10 o'clock here. I'm getting a bit tired. I've been playing this for a while. And yeah, I had a lot of fun just redeveloping some of these areas. But yeah, nobody knows what's gonna happen. We're gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully it'll be good. I'm trying to be optimistic. I just want the game to work. That's all. I don't even care at this point about all the DLC and stuff. I just want to have a game where like this type of stuff isn't happening, and just for the fun of it, before we log off here, let's take a look at the train station. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that I just want the game to look at this. Granted, I don't have like any public transit, but where are all these people going? And yes, everybody does want the console version. And we were just talking earlier, we feel bad for the console players, you know. They were promised this game 2 years ago, and they still don't have it. So that sucks. Like, I'm really sorry, and I wish that they get that together, because I know there's tons of people that want to play this game. You know what? I lied. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to move. I'm going to move this police station over here. Why, do you ask? Because I could put a helicopter on it. And then won't be in the way. Look at that. We got a police helicopter now. Isn't that sick? I love it. Cool. Awesome. That's exciting. And now that frees this up for some proper... Oh, look at it. Look at it go. Where's it going? Here it goes. That's really cool. I never put that down before. That's really cool. I like that. Cool little touch. But yeah, so here we'll move this over here. We can actually put down some buildings here now. That's exciting. I'm probably gonna slope or soften this a little bit. Oh, that's a steep hill there. That's a steep grade. I didn't realize I did that. Whoops, I forgot to even that out, I guess. My bad. Yep, and this is why this is frustrating, because we had this fire truck that could not get there in time, and the building collapsed and a bunch of people died. So that sucks. That sucks. Those are the issues that we want to try to avoid here. But yeah, who knows? But yeah, so with that being said, I think it is time for me to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry about my internet. I just wanted to get on here and do a little live stream and you know, just kind of talk a little bit. But yeah, sorry I kept getting disconnected. Hopefully I'll get that sorted out pretty soon. But otherwise, yeah, just stay tuned for more regular City Skylines videos and farm sim videos, and you know, whatever else I decide to post in the near future. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, City Skylines 2 gets a bit better. Hopefully these new developers, you know, pull through and actually slowly but surely improve the game, because you know, it's got potential. Definitely has potential, but you know, there's still a lot of issues. As you can see, my city is very broken, and yeah, hopefully it doesn't stay this way. But in the meantime, hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. Stay tuned. New episode of the 12-Hour City comes out tomorrow. And yeah, I will talk to you guys very, very soon. So see you later.